What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I thank you for joining me this evening and allowing me to your afternoon and allowing me to be your host. I'm grateful for that. Normally, y'all see me. I'm in the TV. I'll do something a little bit different because y'all know normally I'm on 10 p.m. Central to midnight every night. We'll still do that tonight, but we're going to talk about some news that was just dropped in the Maleah Davis case, and I'm gonna bring up an article. I'm going to talk about a particular video. I'm not going to show the video because I think you just need to kind of see it for yourself. I should have put it, I'll put the link in the description, I guess, after the thing, or I'll post it in the chat so you can, see it for yourself. But what I saw in this video changed my thoughts on a lot of things. I won't say changed it, but it maybe confirmed a few things. Try to give it a minute or two because I know most people are probably not used to me going at this time, so we'll see, give it just a few seconds for folks to try to make their way in. But I really want to get into this because normally I would have made a video about it. You know what I'm saying? I normally would have, just waited till tonight to talk. But this one started bothering me. I was going to make a video, just a recorded video, but it was just like, I want to talk about it with people because the difference between the recorded videos and going live is being able to engage in the conversation. Like I said, this is the best conversation on the internet, and I love engaging in the conversation with you all. Like I said, while we're trying to give it a few minutes to let some folks get in here, I'm your host, Honcho. Thank you for allowing me that privilege, because it is a privilege, it is an honor to get to talk with you each and every day. If you want to follow the Den on the proper socials, facebook.com/Den Show Live, Twitter and Instagram at Den Show Live. If you want to follow the channel, if you want to follow my personal Instagram and Twitter, it's @HonchoHTX. I will open up the line here, to take calls and stuff today. But the line is not open just yet. 833-284-3336 is the number for the deadline. 833, the number 2, the Den is the easiest way to remember it. If you ever want to call, leave a voicemail, even if we're not live. denshowlive@gmail if you want to, send a message if you got some news that you want to share. TheDenShow.com, you go there, it'll take you straight to the channel. You go to TheDenShow.com/live, it'll take you to the latest live stream. For everybody who supports, we don't have the super chats on streamlabs.com/TheDenShow. And if you want to support via Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/TheDenShow. But here it is, man. Let's kind of just go ahead and get to the conversation, man, because like I say, this one's kind of like riling me up, and I've told y'all this. I was going to try to follow this one. We loosely followed some other things, the Smollett case, the Jasmine Barnes case, but something about this was just so fucked up from the jump. Like I said, I want to be on top of this one. Rick the Ruler, Temple of Black Eroticism, Maria, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could join me this afternoon. I'm gonna pull up this article, I'm gonna talk about the video, and then I'm gonna open up the line. But right now, let me pull up this article here. Because the mom and the mom still hasn't really said shit. She said stuff, but you realize she hasn't said she's talked but ain't said nothing, if you understand what I'm saying by that. But let's get into it. So a lot of kind of the same information being repeated, but today she came out with Quanell X, right? And y'all know how I feel about them poverty pimps. The Jesse Jacksons, the Al Sharptons, Quanell X, he's a lot of stuff here in Texas. I've had some friends have personal situations take place. You try to charge them to handle their situation. Again, it gets more notoriety when certain people show up. So that made me start questioning some things with the whole Quanell X situation. Why and what does this have to do with? Usually he comes in an unjustified police situation or something perceived as being racist or whatever. This has no racial context to it, so I'm questioning why. Anyway, mother 4-year-old missing Maleah Davis dropped several bombshells this afternoon. Was reported missing Sunday. We already know what the stepfather's been saying. He said that a couple of Mexicans got him, knocked him over the head, had him in the truck, then dropped him and his son off by the side of the road. Right, had a big old fresh scar on his head whenever he went to the hospital, very fresh. So he probably took that time, that 5 hours it said that it took for him to walk to the hospital. It was probably when he was taking the time to bust himself up. They found a car, we know that. Yesterday they found a car in Mo City, in Missouri City, for those of y'all who ain't from Houston. They found a car in Mo City, I do believe, and everything looked clean, everything looked pristine. Basically, the doors were unlocked, everything is everything. Anyway, investigators said that Vince is a person of interest in connection with her disappearance, citing inconsistencies in the story about how she was taken. Maleah's mother, Brittany Bowens, with community activist Quanell X speaking for her. She didn't say nothing. She just sat there shaking her head. I'm telling you, it's some stuff that bothered me, and I'll get into it. said that there's surveillance video that will help the police in their investigation. I'll get to that in just a second. Quanell X said that Bowens and Vince got into an argument. She told him that she was giving back his ring and that she was not going to marry him. I believe that caused him to snap in anger against young Maleah. Now, they didn't say this part in the video I saw. The video I saw was a short clip. But if you're saying this to this man and you got into a fight right before you left and you left your child with him, is that not a bad decision? But we're going to come back to that, right? That's just a thought for now. Houston police will not confirm any of the claims made by Bowens. Allegations come a day after the police said that the vehicle stolen from Maleah's family was recovered around 10:30 a.m. in Missouri City. Police are checking surveillance video in the stores and the shopping area, determining when the Nissan was there, which I figured they would. It only makes sense. Investigators said Thursday they haven't been able to reach Vince. Today is Friday, and I think they actually said for a couple of days they haven't been able to reach him. And they would like for him to help assemble a sketch of the people they said were involved in the abduction. He can't do that because they don't exist. Court documents show Maleah's maternal grandmother has requested the children stay in her care. Maleah is still missing. All right. So let's go from there, right? Let me just kind of recant back to something that was important that was said. So she's on the way, and in the video it said, you know, sick and dying. They used all those key words to get you feeling sympathetic. And I'm gonna tell you what's happening when I read a couple of things that happened in the video if you haven't seen it. She told him she was giving back the ring, that she was not going to marry him. I believe that caused him to snap in anger against young Maleah. So why, if you just had a big fight with this man, you have a history of abuse in the home, and they're claiming that he's the abuser, right? They're claiming that he's the abuser, because this is what they were saying in the video, that it wasn't the mom, it's he's the abuser. So you know he's an abuser. You just had a big fight with him, and you think that it's okay to leave your child with him. Why is that? Why, how does that make sense? How is that justifiable? How does that make any sense to anybody? So from there, I want to get into some things that were stated in the video, okay? Give me just 1 second. Actually, I should have pulled this up. But anyway, you know, there were some things that were stated in the video. This was like a clip I took out of it. If I can get it to actually pull up. And they did recently, about an hour ago. Okay, so I'll make that a little bit bigger. So in this video, I'm guessing this is the apartment complex where they may have lived or resided. This is what I'm assuming. So in this video, Quanell X does all the speaking. He does all the talking, and he's saying that there's a video camera at the top of the stairwell that the neighbors saw, right? And you're gonna wonder why it took so long to get this information. That the neighbors saw on that video camera that Vince was taking out a laundry basket. In that laundry basket had a black trash bag. Said he had a bottle of bleach with him also. Then says that he came back to the house later with an additional new bottle of bleach. This was seen on the video camera. Okay. So if this is the case, if this is the truth, why wouldn't this information have been shared days ago? It's almost been a week, right? And now today, after the car's been found, now you have new information. Now you have Quanell X. Why wasn't Quanell X there from the jump when this shit initially started? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, if you were that concerned, why weren't you there from the very beginning? If all this happened, right? So that's very questionable. But the neighbors know what's going on. It's on every news outlet. It's everywhere. You know, especially if it's in an apartment complex like that, they're going to talk. They're going to know. So they've had a chance to try to get you this evidence for quite some time, get the police this evidence quite some time. Now, it goes on to say, because I took some little notes from the video, said at the top of the stairwell by the neighbors, stepdad had a bottle of Clorox, laundry basket. Inside the basket was a garbage bag. He called, or she called him, right? And this is what I'm saying. They had a big fight. Had a big, huge fight, but she called him. And he said that he was cleaning the house, right? And so she said she didn't understand, or this is what Quanell X is speaking for her. That's why I say a lot of these things are questionable. People's motives are questionable. Said that she didn't understand why he would be cleaning the house. I had a big fight before you left. Said you're going to give the ring back and we're going to marry him. Well, you could have gave the ring back, I guess, before you left, right? If the fight was that big. But you still left your child with him. You know, you made a comment about your ring, but you left your kid with him. Anyway, Said he came back with an extra bottle of Clorox. This is all visible on the video. She said they had a big fight the day of her leaving. Now, up there she talked about not getting married. You know what I'm saying? Said they had a big fight about her marriage. Said that, and this is the words of Quanell X, that she discovered that he sent a penis picture to another man. And she accused him of being gay. Right? She confronted him about being gay and they had a big fight about it. So that's what she believes made him go and do this. I think this woman is guilty. I believe this woman is guilty. And initially I told y'all like I was kind of wary, I was kind of on the fence, and I didn't want to just outright say that she's a part of this, but you say, okay, why did it take so long to report? The guy never came and picked you up. You didn't make a report about it, right? You didn't, you don't have your kids, you don't have any of that, you're defending him on the internet, right? Standing up for him, but now all of a sudden he's gay and he's doing all this other stuff. Now you come out saying, but you were just defending him on the internet at first when all this happened. You don't know him like that, standing up for him, angry about it, passionately defending this man. Now the man is gay. Now the man is gay. That's all they really said. He talked about, like I said, only in the clip of the video I saw. It may be a longer video. The video I saw was about 2 minutes of them speaking, or of Quanell X speaking. And again, if you watch it, the wording, language is a motherfucker. Language is very, the way you use words it can imply a lot. And it's the way things were said in that video. And the reason that she hasn't been talking very much is what makes me question a lot of, any mother who is passionate about their child, they don't care how they look. They're not worried about tears running down their face. They're not worried about any of that shit. They're trying to get the message out to each and everybody. And for the most part, I don't recall that from the videos I've seen her even really saying her name to it. Just my baby. These are the flyers. Like, it's just the communication that she's putting out has been constantly a little off to me. I've seen the crocodile tears and everything that goes along with that. But man, I'm serious. Like, after this, in just this little small timeline, so you knew that there was a video. Now you're condemning him, saying he was the abuser, that she never did that. It was him. He was the abuser. That's why the stuff happened. If that was the case, why were you defending this man from the jump? If you're saying that this was the man that was abusing your child or causing the abuse in the home, why are you just now saying that? Why were you defending him on Facebook for his actions? If you claim that you had a fight about him being gay, you weren't going to get married to him and all this other stuff, your child is missing. Why just now? Why after the car came out? What is really going on? The timing to me on this is so peculiar that none of it makes sense. Like, I believe the dad was, the stepfather, whatever, the boyfriend was involved in it from the jump. Like, from the very beginning, I always felt like he was. Like, I thought that she may have had some ties to it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that she said that's cautious to me, like, I don't know what kind of life y'all ever lived, but people speak in codes, you know what I'm saying? And we talked about, I think last night, and people called and had their own opinions. And somebody said, about her maybe leaving, using that as an alibi to be out of town when something happened, right? I think she's trying to distance herself from it. I think that she's a part of it. I really do. And this is why. She said that he said he's cleaning the house. They might think they're smarter than folks. They may have watched what Jesse did, and they're trying to be smart about how they use the phones, what they say and what they do, right? Cleaning the house could be a code phrase for anything. She could know what that meant. She said, but she didn't understand. Oh, you understood. You understood what it was, because she knew exactly what it was, man. She knew exactly what he meant by saying that he's cleaning the house. And this concerns me. This is what makes me sick, man, because like I say, grown people, hey, whatever, do what the fuck you want to do to yourself, fuck yourself up. But this is a child, an innocent child, 4 years old, does not know their way. Your job as a parent is to guide this child, to be present in this child's life, to make sure that this child has the best future. The motives behind it could be many. We talked about it last night. A lot of different ideas on why, what it could have been. Stemming from the additional the injury, the dependency. A lot of the pictures you see don't seem very recent. Somebody shared something with me last night, and I meant to write it down because they said there's more recent pictures of her from after she had the surgery, because that's not the ones that they've been circulating. This is very concerning, man. This is very concerning. I don't know. They didn't say when she saw the video, but just all of a sudden now she has evidence. People who have cameras tend to pay attention to their cameras. People who have cameras, if they would have heard this story floating about with the information that was available, they would have been checked it. They would have been dedicated to making sure. So I'm sure that whoever had this video footage has had it for several days. I'm pretty sure she's been made familiar with it. And she's just now deciding to act on it because I think they're going to start, like someone said, everything's closing in. Everything's starting to close in around her. So now she wants to, hop out the pot, make sure that she don't get burnt, pin it all on him. He did it. I wasn't even here. I don't know anything about it. I don't know where she's at. It's real sketchy, man. And it's very concerning. It's very concerning because, like I say, these twists and these turns and all this fuck shit that's going on. Like I say, just the exchange between them two personally, it felt very disingenuous. It felt very fraudulent. I'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? I told y'all from the very jump that I thought the child was probably dead. I hate to say it. Fuck it. It hurts to say. And I think that this is solidifying something. My thing is, if she's had this footage for several days and she sees the cars, she's talking about where's my baby and doing all, she's putting on an act. I'm beginning to distance herself. You get that sympathy for the mother who just lost her child. You get that sympathy for a grieving mom. She was gone visiting her dying and sick father. Her sick family. Keywords. Just because it's family don't mean it's good family. Some people got some shitty ass families out there, man. To me, it's a fucked up situation, and I'm just interested to see what happens from here. Oh, she knows. She fucking knows. Because like I said, why all of a sudden now? Like I said, all of a sudden now he's gay. Now all of a sudden the story comes out. They had a big fight the day before she left. If you knew that this man was abusive, that y'all had a big fight, that you think he's gay, he's had his history of beating children, because you're blaming all the abuse on him, why would you leave your daughter with someone that you just had a big fight with that probably has anger issues or whatever else you call it? Or if you think he's gay, you may think that he's some type of deceitful sexual predator, whatever you may think it is. You know what I mean? So why would you think it would be safe to leave your child with him? That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't get. Why would you do that, right? That's what I mean. There's no justification. That's not motherly at all. What mother would leave a child with a man that she says abuses this child? Point blank, period. Even if it wasn't a big fight or anything, why would you leave a child with a man that she says abuses him? Why would you be with the man? You know what I'm saying? Why would you be with the man that abuses your child? And even have plans of marrying the motherfucker. But he's an abuser now. He's the one that's abusing. He's the one that sent him to the hospital, right? Now he's gay. Now you had a big fight, but you were defending him on Facebook. Now he's an abuser. Can't find him. Now you have video. Car's just been found. I'm trying to figure it all out, but like I said from the beginning, it's been super sketchy. It's been super sketchy. Yeah, that's why I say she has them crocodile tears, and they kind of get forced out. She doesn't ever speak, really, and the few little the few little interviews where she's kind of supposedly going to talk about, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to say, I don't want to take any questions. You know, oh, I can't do this. This is the flyer. This is the flyer. Don't really read off the flyer. Just this is the flyer. I can't talk. I can't do it. Any mother who's passionately concerned about her child, don't give a fuck about how she looked. Don't give a fuck about the tears coming down her face. Don't give a fuck about she wants her fucking child back. And we'll do anything. We'll fucking tear through a fucking brick wall to get their fucking baby back. I can't trust it. I think it's fucked up. I think, like I said, I really, like, after seeing this, I think she's involved, and I think what she's trying to do is character assassination. And I'm not saying that his character was clean anyway. Like, I mean, his character was already fucked. But what I think she's trying to do is disassociate herself, make him look like even more of a monster, make him look like she was trapped in a bad situation, and she just would have no idea. He's gay now. He's an abuser now. He's all of these things that you could have been saying. You could have said this from the jump, but instead, what you first chose to do when you first came back was defend him. Cleaning the house. You don't know why he's cleaning. Now all of a sudden you don't know why he's cleaning the house, but he was cleaning the house. I guess he never cleans the house. So now all of a sudden he's cleaning the house, and you wouldn't understand why he's cleaning the house. But he said this to you on the phone, right? Cleaning the house, baby gone, all these odd behaviors, right? Found on the side of the road. Your baby gone. His baby's fine. Walking to the hospital, which ain't that far of a walk, and it's much closer to get some type of telecommunication to, speak to somebody. Mysterious truck, mysterious Mexicans that you can't find, can't identify, don't want to talk to the police to get a sketch. If you were truly concerned, you'd be doing everything you could to provide all the information that you can. This whole situation is fucked. This whole situation is sketchy. And what I'm saying is that she did an interview about an hour ago, maybe a little over an hour at this point, with Quanell X, and he did all the speaking. And they're saying that they have a video evidence from the top of the stairway of the neighbor showing the stepdad taking out a laundry basket with a garbage bag in it and a bottle of bleach. Then they say they see him returning home with a fresh bottle of bleach. So I'm assuming the laundry basket didn't come back, the garbage bag didn't come back, but he's coming back with a new bottle of bleach. And she said she called him around that time, and he said that he was cleaning the house. She didn't understand why he was cleaning the house. I had a big fight, right? Had a big fight. But you conveniently called at the time that this was going on, right? This time. That's the only time you talked to him the whole weekend, was just that one time that he was cleaning the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, he's telling her that that's code confirmation to let her know I did what we talked about doing, or I did what we said we was gonna do. That's what that is. That's all that is. I'm telling you, look, I know some motherfuckers who had some codes in their life. It ain't nothing like this. Ain't hurting no kids. And that's what that was. I'm cleaning up the house. That's codes because she's in it, and that's coded language. So she knows that what was supposed to be done is done. Now she builds up and gets ready to get into character to try to sell all this shit. I heard there's GoFundMe's out there with a whole lot of money in them. I told y'all when this thing first happened that people will do this shenanigan shit for GoFundMe money. Now guess what? Now she doesn't have to take care of a child that may be, now after being beaten on by this man, may be special needs now. Y'all try to set up this whole act. Now you get a lot of money, and you don't have to take care of that what you perceive as a burden. So it's a win-win for her, because she didn't give a fuck about that kid in the first place. Because if she gave a fuck about that kid, she wouldn't have been with that man. And this shit happens way more often than you want to believe, man. Way more fucking often than you want to believe, and it's fucking disgusting. And, the men who do this, they're pieces of shit. The women who allow this to happen, they're almost worse, because you're willing to put your child, so it's not just, your life, it's your child's life. That you're allowing this. You're allowing your child like a sacrifice for your own happiness. The shit is fucking disgusting, man. And both of them. If she's involved and it's found that she's involved, she needs to burn just along with it. Because that's your child, that's your flesh and blood. He don't give a fuck. That's not his kid. He don't give a shit. He don't give a fuck about that. But look, man, let's kind of mad about this shit. Like, I'm not kind of, I'm really mad. We're gonna take some calls, man. If you want to call in, if you got something on your mind, give me a second. Let me put the number up. If you want to call in and kind of comment on what you feel is going on, how you feel about this whole situation. Cause I want to hear what you think. Like, I'm talking and I don't want to make it seem, I don't know, maybe I'm sounding crazy. Maybe what I'm saying doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm just in my own head thinking shit, but I want to know how y'all feel. I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know what you guys believe. Let me put the number up here for you if you want to call in. You can call in live. If you can't see this, 833-284-3336. You know what I'm saying? 833-284-3336. ABC is posted. Okay, I'm gonna look that up right now while we I'll try to share those with you if I can pull those up. Are they posted on Twitter or are they okay. Okay, that's the camera with just a kid. Methodist Hospital. Oh, that's the trash bag right there. Wow. Wow. Bring this up for y'all. It's tough, man. It's tough to even look at. If that is what it is, man, that's fucking tough to look at. That's tough as fuck to look at, man. She said she's argued, I've seen some being posted that she's argued about whipping Maleah. Claimed months ago she confronted him about bruises, threatened to take her to the hospital, but stepdad said no. How does that man get to tell you what to do with your own fucking kid? How does this man get to tell you what the fuck to do with your own fucking kid, you stupid bitch? You know that this man is beating on this child. You threatened, but you put your concern with him over the fucking kid. This bitch is stupid. Fuck that bitch. I don't care if she is fully, but she's a stupid bitch. And like I said, I've been trying to refrain and just be kind of kosher about how I've been looking at it. And this bitch is dumb, man. You know what I'm saying? She's fucking dumb. She's fucking dumb. There ain't no fucking way, man. Ain't no fucking way. So she's talking about that. She's confronted him before about, look, I'll tell y'all my situation. I'm in a relationship with a woman who has a child, right? I don't put my hands on that child. I discipline her in other ways. I don't put my hands on that child. That's not my place. If she gets to that point where she's acting up or whatever it may be, then I talk with Mom and we discuss what needs to be discussed. And if she feels like this is what, then that's what it is. I discipline her other ways. You finna do some push-ups, you finna do some exercises, you finna do something that may be uncomfortable, but it's gonna make you better in the long run. You're gonna learn something from what you do. You're either gonna be disciplined to where you become either more physically fit, or you're gonna take it as a punishment where it's a mental thing where you have to think about what you did. But you get a lot of these parents, a lot of these people, they beat on their kids because they're frustrated with their own fucking lives. They beat on their kids because they feel like this kid is hindering them from something. Kid ain't never asked to come in this world, man. The kid never asked to come into this world. That's crazy stuff, man. wild, man. Exactly. And now you got the people saying, where was this admission before the sweet girl disappeared? You know, exactly. That's what we saying. I mean, come on. How? Like, I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any fucking sense. There's no justification. Biological dad, he showed up. He said he saw the dude, this was a few days ago, for a short period of time. Ain't no way that dude would have been out of my presence. Ain't no way he would have been out of my sight. Not my kid. He wouldn't have been there. Ain't no way. Or, you know what? They might not be able to find him because I got my hands on him. Ain't no fucking way, man. Exactly. They should have had an eye on him. They should have had an eye on him from the rip. As soon as he left that station, somebody should have been watching. Now they can't find him. Now all these allegations come out. Why wasn't any of this said days ago? This has been a week. This is information you could have gotten 24 hours. Why wasn't any of this shit said days ago? All these allegations, now these allegations of abuse, these allegations of homosexuality, these allegations of big fights, but you still leave your kid with this man. None of this shit it doesn't make any fucking sense, man. And she's stupid. Either way it goes, she's dumb as shit. Absolutely, like Patricia, dumb as shit, man. Because there's no validation. If you just had a big fight with this man, I mean, let's put it all together, because she put herself in this situation. She willingly did this shit. She is just as guilty, regardless if she planned it, regardless if she didn't. This man has a history of beating on your child. This is what you're telling everybody, right? You have a history. This man has a history of beating your child. He's had bruises. She's threatened to take him to the hospital. But let's talk about this, right? Threatened to take him to the hospital. But when she fell out of chair and she's having seizures on the ground and had brain injury, you wasn't gonna take her to the hospital. Grandma had to come home and convince you to take the kid to the hospital. This bitch needs to go to jail. She needs to suffer just as much as he does. Whatever the fuck he got going on, whatever the fuck they got going on, everybody needs to go down for it. Because it does not make any fucking sense, man. There's no reasoning behind any of this shit. So now, like I said, all this new shit comes out. You know. But that's what I'm saying. What I'm wondering is if the neighbor did try to send it to the police, and then, you know, maybe gave it to her, like I said, I don't know, depending on what kind of video system it is, I'm sure you can, you know, make multiple copies possibly. But, you know, maybe she did. Maybe, you know, maybe that's why it's out now. Maybe that's why it's out now. This is a good question. So what if the neighbor did send it to the police first, then notified the mom? Because I'm sure if that's your neighbor who lives right on top of you, I'm sure they hear a lot of shit going down in that house, right? Apartment walls ain't that fucking thick. Shit, I'll tell you, I'm in the fucking garage. Y'all can hear damn near everything that happens outside. You can hear all the noise. Shit, the thunderstorm came through last night. Y'all heard everything. The thing is, but what I'm saying is, what if they gave it to the cops, right? What if they gave it to the cops before they gave her a copy? Now she's saying what she's saying because now she knows that this could possibly implement her in something. You know? So that's what I'm saying is like, now she's like, oh, well, there's evidence out there. Uh-oh. Let me start changing my story. There's evidence out there because if they can pin it on him, because at first it was super sketchy, a lot of circumstantial stuff. Oh, now my neighbor has a video. Let me protect myself. Let me go get Quanell. Let me go get this poverty pimp to come in and speak for me. Let me go and talk bad about him so I can disassociate myself. This goofy bitch, man. She deserves whatever he gets. She deserves it too. Because, like I say, the fact is, you know that he has a history of abuse, and you leave your kid with him. That's the dumbest shit. That's the dumbest shit you could have done right there from the jump. I understand that you grieving over your father or whatever it is. He got to live a long, full life. He got to live a life. Your child didn't. Your child was suffering right there in front of your face, and you were allowing it to happen, threatening to go to the fucking hospital. Ain't no fucking threat. So just let the kids suffer because you don't want something to possibly happen to the fucking to the dick that you're getting, right? You get a little bit of consistent dick. You don't want nothing to happen to that. You know what I'm saying? That's that what it is. Yeah, I let my baby suffer because them bruises don't go away just because you forgive him. You know, she still suffers. She still has to deal with that. That brain injury, the brain surgery, you know, yeah, we try to, the media initially try to paint like, oh, she was special needs and, you know, she just had to, yeah, because the mom was beating, they was beating the shit out that kid, man. Oh. The players don't lie, baby. Real players don't lie. But, you know, like I say, it's just crazy how everything happened now. Like I say, right now this evidence is new. The neighbor just presented this to her. She's lying about, I think she's lying about everything. I think she's lying about everything. And the reason why I feel like that is, like I said, I think she's getting pinned in a corner and she's trying to, again, disassociate herself. Why wouldn't you say something about cleaning house a long time ago? Why would you come back defending this man? Your baby's missing. He didn't show up. He's got his kid. History of abuse. Again, like I said, I think she was a part of it because she allowed it. And now, all of a sudden, video pops up. All this stuff just happens at once, right? Yesterday she was just breaking down when a car got found. Now it's, he's gay, he abuses my kid, I'm not marrying him, we got in a big fight, you know, I got this video now. All of a sudden, right? You got it, 1676, you just gotta leave the first word off. But like I say, man, the shit is crazy though. And the shit is fucking crazy, man. I'm curious to see where it goes from here, man. We got a call, we'll take a call. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Man, she boy Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What's on your mind? How you feeling?
Man, Honcho, number one, to you, nigga, you threw a nigga off guard. Now, you know, all HISD schools was canceled there. That's why I'm calling on the den right now. But damn, nigga, it's about to be 4 o'clock and we had the den this other man. Nigga, you caught a nigga way off guard.
Yeah, man, like I said, I was gonna do a video on it, but I was just like, man, I don't even feel like going through all the process and trying to edit it and chop. Let's talk about it now. The thing about the video, you know, I can't have that conversation with y'all live. You know, I'd rather have a conversation with y'all about what's going on as opposed to just posting the video. But what's on your mind, man?
Oh, man, you know, I'm being honest with you, Honcho, man. I don't know much about this case. And not because I want to educate myself. It's, man, for what I've heard about the case, the shit's just sad. You know, how the hell we can't find this girl? You know, the lack of evidence I'm seeing, it's like, goddamn it. And what I know about this, Honcho, in cases like these, 9 times out of 10, it's some of the family members. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all we know. You know, now like I said, I don't know really nothing about the case. I'm not gonna be on here act like I know everything about the case. I don't. But I know this is some bullshit, and I know the main thing these cops need to be looking for is within the family. Good example goes back to the Casey Anthony shit. I know she was found not guilty, but the mama did that shit. You remember that shit, Honcho?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that shit with all that evidence against her from in the truck. I mean, that was in the truck. It was in the back, not the back seat. It was in the, you know, the
truck or whatever.
God damn it, I can't. Yeah, I can't think right now. And you know, it had, you know, her fluids and stuff. And then, you know, she tried to make up the excuse that she drowned, the baby drowned in the pool. And, you know, I'm just saying, when a little girl goes missing, you have to realize serial killers are very rare. Okay. Now, I'm not saying kidnappings are not, but that kidnappings don't happen every day, especially not every day where we stay. They happen, but not all the time. So the main thing you look at is within the family. Now I'll say this, Honcho. I'll call back in. I'm gonna read more on the case, and I'll call back in and get more of the view that I know. For what I'm looking at the case right now, it's just sad, and my main focus is to look in the family. So, what you thinking, Honcho?
Man, there's definitely the family. There's no questions asked. It's that stepdad, the mom, is at fault for allowing it to happen. I don't know if she's directly in on the plot, but I feel like she kind of is. But she allowed that shit to happen. She willingly left a child in the hands of somebody now she all of a sudden knows is an abuser, knowing that they had a big fight. This man,
I heard about that.
This man abuses the kid and you leave. So, I mean, just tell me, does that make sense to you? If this is a person that you said has a history of abuse, right? And this is when you there, so no telling what they'll really do when you're not there. Then y'all just had a big fight talking about breaking up. You giving back the ring. You said you found out he gay and all this stuff. And then you gonna go leave, but leave your child with this person? Would you do that?
That's just, hell no. Because, I don't know about this thing. Number one, he could be abusing her. And then you don't know how sick he is. He could go start raping her. I don't know. Why would you leave your dog with somebody you possibly going to break up when knowing he's already abusive? I mean, don't come at me with the bullshit. I'm the victim. I'm find my daughter. You have something to do with it. I won't be shocked if you the one who killed the girl, even if she's still alive. The thing is, you don't leave your daughter with damn near a stranger, especially an abusive one at that. Man, that don't make sense. She's definitely guilty, no doubt.
Yeah, no. I say the shit is wild, man. The shit is fucking crazy. The shit that people.
Yeah, it's sad, man. So let me read up more on it, and I'll call back in later, Honcho.
All right, man. I appreciate the call, Roman.
I mean, anytime.
All right, have a good one. Yeah, man, it's sad. Like I say, it's just it's the more she presents herself, the more distrusting I become. But the fact, like I say, anybody else, any other mom would be out there crying, screaming, and hollering every day. I mean, again, snot running out the nose, like somebody called in last night and said, "Look, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I know the shit ain't fucking right. This shit right here is sketchy. Let me be straight up with y'all, right? I don't know how y'all wash clothes. For they got a wash and dryer. But there's been plenty of times I had to go slide out to the laundromat, and then go take the clothes to the laundromat. Either I had the clothes in a plastic bag, in a trash bag if I didn't have a basket, or I had a basket. This right here is a still pic. That's all I saw them post. Let me see if they post anything else. But again, like I say, so I said this photo is from him leaving with only the 1-year-old and a hamper and a trash bag inside. Yeah. That tells you all you need to know right there. That tells you all you need to know right there. If this video shows him coming out with no kid, it was done right there. This video is from the neighbor's surveillance camera on top of the stairway. What you got to look at, looks like, again, it's a blurry camera. It's hard to see the video. It's not the greatest, clearest video, but I'm just assuming by the grip on his wrist, it looks pretty tense. It looks pretty like he has a pretty sturdy grip. They say she's between about 30, 40 pounds, somewhere about that weight. In a basket like that, looks like he's holding it pretty tight. I wish that I had more video of it so you can see maybe how closely he has it pressed. How much weight is he bearing on it. Yeah, he left with only the son. And I keep hearing different ages for son. Some people say 1 year old, some people say 2 year old. So I'm assuming that the son must be in between like 1 and 2. So he may be, however, 18 plus months or something like that. That's what I'm assuming. But I'm hearing all these different messages about the son. So that's why, you would want to ask questions. But at that age, if he can't really talk too much, if he can he can't really tell you too much of anything. There's not too much that the son could tell you, but you would hope that you would wish that you could, but a kid like that's not going to remember. But right, he woke up on the side of the highway with the kid, right? And the kid was what, just chilling? The kid was just cooling, right? Yeah, I feel like that's a wrap. For those of you who are just joining us, if y'all didn't catch the little I don't even know, it's not even an interview, the little allegation statements and shit that she made with Quanell X. Let me tell you, I'm gonna run it back down, okay? I'm gonna run back the highlights of what we have. What was the highlights of what we have, right? So I guess she was at the apartment complex, I'm assuming, when she did this, and it was Quanell X speaking for her today. And so this is the bombshell information. Now it's been damn near a week. I don't know what day that this was taken. I don't know if this was on the same day that he was supposed to pick her up or what. It's not telling what day. It's not saying what day that this was taken. So if he was supposed to pick her up on Saturday, that means she was gone at least that Friday. And I didn't take note of what day she said she talked about. I think she said she talked to him on Saturday and he said he was cleaning up, you know. But either way, Saturday, it's been a week. It's been an entire fucking week, right? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the details that we do know. Let's talk about what we do know that the mom has been holding on to for a week now, or maybe possibly several days. So let's talk about it. She coming up with Quanell X today, and again, y'all know how I feel about the Jessies, the Als, the Quanells, that they preach. Oh, we're here for the black community, but they only pull up when you paying. They only pull up when it's good for their brand, right? That's the only time you see Al. That's the only time you see Jesse. That's the only time you see Quanell. Because there's so many cases, so many incidents that happen, right? But it's only certain ones that they pull up to. Why? Notoriety, fame. You know, hey, let me get my name out there. Motherfuckers charge motherfuckers for them to come out there and speak for them. I had a homeboy that happened to. I was talking about that earlier. Anyway, Brittany Bowens, with community activist Quanell X speaking for, claimed Friday afternoon that there's surveillance video that will help police in the investigation. Said she told him that she was giving back his ring, that she was not going to marry him, and I believe that caused him to snap in anger against young Maleah. Right? What was the fight about? Well, in that same interview, he said the fight was about Brittany caught him sending a dick pic to another man. So now she's saying he's gay, right? So she's saying that he's gay. She's saying they had a big old fight. Then she comes out saying that he's the one that's been abusing the child. Said that he's left bruises on her before, and she threatened to take the kid to the... How do you threaten to take a kid to the hospital? If the kid needs to go to the fucking hospital, then shouldn't you take him to the hospital? Like, anyway, let's talk about it. But now he's the abuser, right? So he's the abuser. He's gay. You had a big fight. You said you're giving the ring back. So basically said you're breaking up with the motherfucker. But I got to slide out of town. So I'm going to leave my daughter with you that you beat on, that you didn't put in the hospital, that you got having to get brain surgeries and all this other stuff. I'm going to leave her with you. And I'm going to slide out of town, even though I'm finna leave you and break up with you and you gay and we had a big fight. Cool, this is what she's saying. But when she came back to town, no kid, 24 hours, you don't know where your baby at, you don't know where your man is, you don't know where your car at. You cooling, right? Then, after that, you're defending him on Facebook, right? You don't even know, but you just said he was gay. You just said y'all had a fight before you left, right? All that stuff, so I guess that's okay now. As long as he's still giving you the dick. He can send the dick elsewhere, but as long as he's still giving you the dick, it's okay, right? Okay. Whatever you say, right? You've been doing this for months, several months, allowing this man to beat on your kid, to spanking her, or whatever you want to call it. I think he's spanking, he's beating that child. You know, the part of that parents don't understand, a lot of parents don't understand nowadays, the difference between discipline, punishment, and abuse. And because a lot of us grew up getting abused, we continue to push that. We think that's the way you're supposed to do it, right? But anyway, all this stuff being said, right? He's gay, he's this, he's that. But you thought it was smart to leave your child with the abuse, even if even if she wasn't in on this, right? I don't know if she is or isn't, but she was dumb enough to allow this type of situation to occur because all these negative signs, and you leave your child in the hands of this person. Regardless if your pops is passing, if he's sick or whatever, you got to find a way. Take a Greyhound. Do something. If it's got to be cheaper, whatever the fuck it is that you got to do. It does not make any sense whatsoever, man. Exactly, Rasheed. That's what I'm saying. Because now the term has changed from stepdad to boyfriend. You feel me? They've changed it. Like, that's why I say you got to watch out with the media. And this is something I've had to learn over and that's why I talk about language. That's why I talk about even how Quanell X was talking about shit. The way he was wording certain things. You know, she was going to see her sick and dying. Thought she was with family. That ain't your family right there. That ain't your biological daughter. That ain't your family right there. That you got to nurture and care for. Yeah, they not married. Talking about a ring and all that. I mean, the best you could have said was fiance. You know what I'm saying? If there's a ring, since she said she was giving the ring back. But did we give the ring back? I don't know. But all of this stuff, right? And you came back and you defended him on Facebook. You don't know him. Well, now you look super foolish because now you're saying he's a beater. He's a kid. He's a child abuser. But we don't know him. We don't know him like that. It ain't even like that, right? Y'all don't know him. Y'all falsely accused him of a bunch of now. But he beats on my baby. All of this happened after the car gets found, right? Where is the difference? Why all of a sudden car gets found? You know what I'm saying? Oh, now she said you also believe he was molested, but you stuck with him. Right? Let me tell y'all something about some of these moms out here, man. Let me tell you something about some of these moms out here. And I'm not saying y'all might be good moms. I know there's a lot of moms out there. Some of y'all might be shitty moms too, and y'all just want to talk about somebody. You know, in the den, we're gonna keep it all the way real. Like, ain't no faking the funk in the den. You feel me? Sometimes people just want to talk bad about mothers who be doing bad their own damn self. I've known personally some chicks I've dated in the past from, you know, just different situations, you know, having conversations with people. I know it was a chick that I used to be with. Her sister had some daughters from a different marriage. Got with a new dude, was allowing them to be molested, knew that it was happening. Child children got taken away. She defending the daddy. She defending the dick. She's not defending her kids. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna defend the dick. Damn, is that the power I wield? Is that what I got going on? Like, I didn't know that my power was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn, I ain't know it was this amazing. Because there's a lot of women out there doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of women out there doing this shit because we hear this story time and time again. Instead of taking care of what you birthed, you know, the devotion to your child, you got devotion to the dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure how much the GoFundMe was, but like I said, that was one of the first things I said when people do shit like this. Look out for the GoFundMe. Why was there a GoFundMe if the child is not dead? Right? If you think the child is still alive, why was there a GoFundMe? What's up to everybody who's joining us now? And I thank you for joining. Again, y'all can call in if you want to call in and express your thoughts live. Call the number 833-284-3336. You know, we can talk about it. What do you need money for if the child has not been found? There's no body been found, so there's no need to find a funeral. There's no proof of anything. Why does there need to be a GoFundMe? For what? Why? But again, we talked about all this stuff, right? All of a sudden now, after the car has been found, all of a sudden today, you done went and got you somebody to speak for you. You've been fine speaking for yourself all this time. Why? D6 story. What are you talking about? D6. I think the mom might have talked a little bit. The mom is the reason that the kid ever went to the hospital in the first place. The mom is the reason they came and took the other kids, man. Apparently, somebody said it was 2 GoFundMe pages. So, you know, sometimes there's always some scam artists who like to try to take advantage of the shit and try to get the money and run with it. Which is just some disgusting fucking shit. That's some scumbag ass trash shit. You know. But this apparently is a picture of the father walking out the house, only having his 1-year-old son, trash bags. They said bleach is in the bag. Say he came back with another new bottle of bleach. Again, I ask y'all. I tell you, I've had to wash clothes at the laundromat. When I take clothes, I was either taking a plastic bag with my clothes in it, or I was taking a basket. Sometimes I had a basket full of clothes, I had a bag full of clothes, but I never really put the bag in the basket. I've never done that. And I've washed at the laundromat hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. It was either a bag or it was a basket. She said she called this man while she was out of town and he said he was cleaning the house. She said she didn't understand why he was cleaning the house. She understood. That was code language for doing the dirt. What kind of mom calls from out of town and doesn't want to talk to their child, right? If you think that the kid is being abused, even if she's had brain surgery, even whatever else is going on, even if she may not be as able to speak, be coherent or dependent or whatever, you just want to hear, right? Don't you check that out? Don't you talk to your kid? I mean, moms. I mean, ask me, because I know, like I told y'all, I date, or not date, we're together. We try to build it, you know, we'll get to where we get as it goes. But I got with a single mom, and there were standards. There was a protocol that I laid for my own self. And if she at work, and I may be back home when the little one gets in, I know a loving mother said, hey, you know, let me talk to the little one. All right, here she go. Or, hey, she's upstairs calling the house phone. Always. 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 I even ask after time, you know, even if she bitch, hey, you wanna talk to the little one? Yeah, you know, let me talk to him. Always. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Ain't no fucking way. And this is from a man, and I guess maybe this is why maybe I'm angry about it. Because it's motherfuckers like that, you know. It's a tough situation because it's a peculiar situation to be in. And what's the motherfucking deal to everybody who came in late? You know, that's a lot of folks been sliding in late. And if you miss what we talking about, I'll try to recap over what was said in the video, what's happened. But that was the article from that. And let me she did an interview with your boy Quanell X. Well, Quanell X did the speaking. Footage came out. She said that, you know, this is what was seen on the video camera at the top of the stairwell by neighbors. Stepdad had a bottle of Clorox, a laundry basket. Inside the basket was a garbage bag. So that's what we're seeing right here. Okay. He told her he was cleaning up the apartment. She said she didn't understand that. He came back home with an extra bottle of bleach. Said they had a big fight the day of her leaving, and I'm not sure which day that was. But they had a big fight the day of her leaving, right? Because she said she caught him sending dick pics to another man. I haven't seen the video. I haven't seen the surveillance. I've just seen still footage of the stuff. Right? She confronted him about being gay, so they had a big ass fight. This is what was being said, right? She left Tuesday allegedly? Wow. Wow. Now you come out today and say that he's been abusing her. You threaten to go to the hospital. There's no threatening to go to the hospital. If the child's been abused that badly, you go to the hospital. He goes to jail. That's how that fucking works, right? I mean, I don't see any other option. There's a lot of moms in here. So if y'all talking to a dude, or even if you think the dude passes the quality man test, you let him in your life and that dude beats on your kid to the point where you consider where you consider needing to take him to the hospital, what do? I just want to know. Like I say, I have no biological kids, but I'm telling you what makes sense to me. I'm just telling you what makes sense. Like I said, I don't have that motherly nurturing instinct, but I'm telling you what makes sense. So, big fight, thinks he's gay. He beats your kid. He's beaten him before. He's the abuser. He's the reason that you said he's been too rough on her. You've confronted him about it. But yet you stayed with him all this time, right? But you stayed with him all this time. You thought it was smart. It was a good idea to leave him or to leave her at home with him. Knowing he's an abuser, knowing he's a beater, he does all this stuff. Biological dad wasn't hard to find. I seen video of the biological dad. You know, fuck this motherfucker. Anybody know what this motherfucker is? Shit, you ain't gotta tell the police. Let me know, goddamn. Let me have a interview with him before he, you know, do what he need to do. Because this is the type of shit I can't stand. Because I think it gives certain men a bad name. She gives certain women a very bad name. But again, like I say, you see these stories, you see these things continuing to happen every fucking, not every day, but damn near every day. Oh, you got a brother? Like I say, none of this shit makes sense. When he showed up to the hospital, that wound was fresh. It wasn't, it wasn't a day-old wound. It was a fresh wound. Because he probably had 5 hours it took him to walk to the hospital. 5 fucking hours. Without being able to communicate or reach anybody. That 5 hours. He had to damage himself up. Make it look like something happened. That was him. That was him in the motherfucking car at 3 o'clock on Saturday. It's wild shit, man. It's wild shit. Yeah, I can understand the CPS thing, but shit, you gotta blame these parents. It starts with the parents. Parents shouldn't be letting their kids get treated like that. I understand we had a very intense conversation last night discussing CPS. I think on the second part 2 of last night's stream, we had a very intense some from both sides, and fucking. I don't know what else to say about it, man. I really don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, the shit, again, from the jump didn't make sense. Yeah, man. Yeah, I got attacked by some random Mexicans. Right? So as soon as I pull over, some Mexicans pull up behind me in the car with tinted windows at night, said, "Oh yeah, she looks real good." Boop, hit me on the head. That's what happened? Really? Word? There's a lot of Mexicans out here in Houston. A lot of Mexicans. I fuck with the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? I rock with them. So my best partners is Mexicans. So that shit, and I'm not saying, look, there's some cutthroats out there too, so I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it would never happen. But you just telling me they just randomly knew that some nigga on the side of the road had a bunch of kids in the back of the car. Then they took you on a joyride, threw you and your son out on the side of the road, and then took off with the little girl. Man, look, this ain't for the play. All Hispanics and Mexican, Kenneth, you know that. But, back to being serious, but, so they just took you on a joyride. Man, if they finna, man, look, Jack, they gonna hide you. They gonna tuck you under. If they need to make sure they ain't got no witnesses, that you done seen their face and all this stuff, they finna tuck you somewhere and you're not finna be found. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to give a description. Why he don't want to give a description? Because he knows if he goes back and meets them laws, the story's going to change again. They already talked about it changed 2 or 3 times. And they going to fucking hide him. Yeah, I fuck with the Mexicans tough, man. Look, I fuck with the Mexicans super tough. But, like I say, we do this stuff, especially in the black community, and I hate to say it, but we'll throw something out about another race doing something to us. So that way it generates compassion and outrage within our own community, and we get this force of support behind it. Because like I said, that's what happened with Jasmine Barnes out here in Houston. Oh man, white dude shot her up. Such. Everybody got behind it. Sean King, Talcum X coming, swoop down, looking like a 2% Ti and shit. Coming this motherfucker. Yeah, we gonna give the money and we gonna do this. Turned out, hey, it wasn't white dudes. There were some niggas that may have been affiliated with the situation that shot the car up, thinking it was something else. Talking about they thought it was some old club shit. Everybody lost interest. Everybody fucking lost interest. A life is a fucking life, man. A dead body is a dead body. No matter who killed it. That doesn't make it any less tragic. Nah, Ferocious, you that's that self-hate, Ferocious. Yeah, the people that you come in contact with, who are you most likely to get accosted by, murdered by, but the people that you around in your area, the people that you fuck with. And that could be any race or culture, depending on where you at. If you live in a primarily black area, then it's gonna be black folks. If you live in a primarily white area, it's gonna be white folks. If primarily Hispanic, it's gonna be Mexicans. But like I said, I fuck with y'all, man. Like, bullshit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I told you I was raised by a Hispanic family when I was younger. So my mom worked a lot. That's who babysat me. I was out there speaking all the Spanish. And it was cool. She needs to get thrown away. Because like I said, she knows all this stuff now. My primary concern is, when did she know about this video? When did she know about this video? Because my thing is, if she's been on this is your neighbor, right on top of you, right? This shit has been going on for over a week. Over a week. You know what I'm saying? And you telling me the neighbor just shot you this morning? Oh, hey, man, I forgot. I just been so busy. I got this little video footage. This is the biggest story in the city right now. I forgot to tell you. I got this footage. This may be helpful to your case. Let me get this for you. No, that shit ain't happened. She been had that shit. She been knowing about that shit. But it's all because that car got found, and it's like they finding little shit, and shit is starting to fucking close in. The neighbor has video because she just got a camera. I'm assuming that she could be anybody, but they have a camera. There's actually a video. This is just a still from the video. This is all they shared. I'm looking for the whole video. Then they got surveillance. They gonna have surveillance video that they check it from the shopping center, which I already knew that was gonna happen. But I guess they took this still photo. I'm assuming Quanell. I'm not sure who released this to the media. So I'm sure the cops ain't trying to release it to the media. They probably hold on to what they got, and that's why I believe that this neighbor sent this footage to the police first. That's why they're saying, hey, we need you to come back in for a sketch. Oh, well, can you sketch this nigga with this basket real quick? What's going on here? What's happening right here in this photo? Can you explain this for us? And then now he's already in the jail. He getting abadi. That's all, folks. The police already had this video. I guarantee the police had this video first. Guarantee it. They've had it. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just a surveillance. I guess they just have a surveillance camera. But I guess, I don't know, some of them record and delete over or whatever. Like, I don't know how much. Look, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he been on a run. That's why ain't nobody seen him for days. He been on a run. You know what I'm saying? You saw it? You just watched the video? You see what I'm saying? Quanell? And Quanell seems so disingenuous, right? Miss Brittany Bowens here, this little fake ass hug and all this other shit, man. No, I'm just telling y'all, man, like, I'm not trying to even be funny about the shit. I'm just, I be thinking throw it off sometimes, and sometimes I speak my mind, and if it makes sense, then it makes sense. If not, hey, y'all tell me, hey, Honcho, you fucking tripping, man. You out of there. You really tripping. But my thing is this. That's why he don't want to go. That's why because he knows that this shit is out there. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't talk to him. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't communicate with him. Hey, they know you did it. The neighbor got video footage of you. Don't come back around. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to, give him the heads up. Like I said, it's too much shit going on and none of this shit makes sense. Too much shit going on and none of it makes any fucking sense. Just Sarah, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, that's what it is. That's what she had this video. Yeah, I mean they'll find him eventually. But right now it's about, figuring out where's that child's body. Hoping that you can give it the proper respects. Any evidence that's available, obtain it. They got to do some due diligence on the car. Because I think when they found the car, it looked clean. So I wouldn't be surprised if when it was wherever they was in Sugar Land, 3 o'clock Saturday, if he was vacuuming it out and he cleaned it all up, made it look all good. Say it looks normal. Don't look like a tires change has happened too soon. You say X ain't getting paid for this one. I wouldn't be surprised. It might just be good publicity. You know what I'm saying? It might be good publicity. Nah, the best is like, shit, nah, nigga, you ain't finna bring that heat on us. You ain't fucking with them, I'm telling you. And I say, just look at this photo. Like I say, it ain't the greatest photo, and depending on what device you're looking on, you might not be able to tell as much. But to me, it looks like his hands are bearing weight. It looks like he's got a little bit of strain in his wrist. It looks like it's a little bit of weight in whatever basket he's holding. I wish you could kind of see more of the bottom of the basket to see what, this is he's the mom's boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not her stepfather. They weren't married. Allegedly, they were going to get married, but she said she was going to give the ring back because he's gay now, right? Again, all this nonsense that's happening now, man. It's so fucked up. Because I talked about it early on that it just this whole story seemed just crazy to me, and I didn't want to feel the way that I felt. It's fucked up, man. It's super fucked up. Why not get a girl up for adoption? Why even take her back from CPS? Is she getting some kind of benefits for her? Is that it? What are the reasons? Why? I don't know. You got another kid in there now. That kid, her brother, whoever it's going to be, is going to be traumatized, man. Man, Ali, what's the motherfucking deal? The only thing that has just come out is just that the mom came out with community activist Quanell X, made a bunch of allegations about the dude, said that they got in a big fight before she left, said that she caught him sending dick pics to another dude, so now she's saying he's gay, they were going to break up, he's had a history of abuse, and knowing all of this, she left her child with him. Has a history of abusing the specific child that you're talking about. Says that she's threatened to take the kid to the hospital. That doesn't seem like a threat. That seems like the sensible thing to do if the child is hurt, right? Yeah, Craig Davis. So it was a custody battle really going on? Wow. Wow. This is tough shit, man. Yeah, I mean, it's what they think it is. It's what they think it is. This was a recording from the neighbor's house. Like I said, they have a video. And so, we'll fucking see. But again, it could be one of those like motion sensor type things. So it might be a situation where it only records when there's movement near that area. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, they may have this footage, may have been able to sit on this footage. It might not be one of those 24-hour recording type cameras. It may just be like, they have some of them that when somebody gets close by, somebody gets to moving around, that it'll record what's going on in that vicinity. But my thing is but see, here's my thing, and here's, everybody say he deserves to die. No, you gotta make them suffer. Sometimes death is just too easy of an out for motherfuckers, man. Sometimes death is just too easy of an out. The scumbags, okay, I ain't worried about it. They don't give a fuck about life anyway. They don't give a fuck about their own life. Death is the easy out. Make them suffer, make them deal with what they did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she abused that child. I think she participated in the abuse too. I really do. The fact that, and I keep talking about motherly instinct, and I know that the women in here with children, they have it. They have it. Real mothers have it. If your kid's having seizures after falling out of a chair, but you were there, right? Kids having seizures, do you not immediately go to the hospital? I wouldn't be surprised though, but if he's doing all that other shit, I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised. I don't doubt that for a minute. I'm not going on that. I think somebody said that she may have said that he was sexually abusing the thing. And if she knew that even one time, even remotely got to thinking that, why the fuck would you want to fucking marry that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Man, Rob, I appreciate the love, man. Shout out to Rob, man. Rob been holding it down, man. Shout out to Rob. I sincerely appreciate the love, man. And I've been looking up that topic you had mentioned, so I don't want you to think I forgot about you. I've just been I haven't had a whole lot of time, but I've been trying to kind of learn about it little by little because I do want to talk about it. So all I'm saying is this. It's like, I don't know, man, because I guess it's hard to understand when you don't got that type of mentality. Look, man, I told you I ain't always been the most upstanding citizen. But ain't no fucking way that I could ever cause harm to a child. That's innocence. That's like, you can't buy that back. All the money and I can't stand motherfuckers who will allow a child to be corrupted. I can't stand a motherfucker who would corrupt. I can't stand people who harm children, who make it bad for children. I'm not saying that ain't nothing wrong with education and discipline and these things. You be a guide for a child. But to take something so innocent and try to violate for your own gain, pleasure, because your own immoral, whatever it fucking may be. Yeah, they need to die, but they need to fucking suffer for a very, very, very long time. A very, very, very long time. And it's just... I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from being upset and crying. That's why I try to crack jokes a lot. But we've been talking about, I ain't even really had too many jokes. You know, y'all know if you've been fucking with the den long enough, we'll talk about a lot of stuff, but we'll laugh and try to, you know, not make it so bad, but we try to understand. We try to get different perspectives. And I appreciate everybody who's coming through here. We'll still have a live den tonight. So, you know, don't worry. We'll still have our regular den at 10 for all the regulars, at 10 p.m. to midnight. But this was just something that had to be talked about, man. Yeah. It's just, man, like it's like, man. And like I said, with this weather that's passed through, you know, they said they had to stop the search for a little bit. No telling, depending on where he put her and what's going on, it may make it a little bit more difficult. It may make it a little bit more difficult for the people who are searching, or if they do get a chance to find her. Because it was a bunch of bad weather that came through last night. Yeah, y'all saw the stream got knocked out and everything. We had to reboot it. Yeah, like why would you even say that? Man, who says that? If that was somebody's intent, that's not. I mean, that shit don't make sense. That shit that's in his head. That shit that's in his head. He's probably a pedo. He's a probably fucking pedophile pervert. Fucking scumbag piece of shit. I have no love for nobody like that, man. But it was crazy that we went from that and do I believe that torture should be a punishment? I wouldn't be opposed to it in certain situations. I wouldn't be opposed, honestly, would not be opposed to it in certain situations. I don't think for everything, but I think certain, if you tormented, if you torture, especially with a child, if you violated that innocence, the thing that you can't get back, you don't get that back. You know, it's just fucked up, man. It really is. Okay, you know, as angry as I am about a lot of this shit, it's like I think I feel a equal parts anger, like sadness, a little bit of confusion. Just again, I mean, I hate to quit referring to myself, but I guess I do that so I kind of just prevent. I like to let y'all know how I'm thinking because I like to know how y'all are thinking, you know, and I let y'all know what I'm thinking in my head, how I see it. I don't see how anybody could allow that to happen to their flesh and blood. I don't see how anybody can allow that to happen to somebody they even say that they care about, that they love. That ain't real fucking love. And that's what happens, man, is I think a lot of people grow up in families like this. Maybe it doesn't always go as far as this situation has went. And kids get caught up in the parents' lust to be with somebody. We talked about different situations, male and female, that has happened. I know a lot of people kept referring to what was it, Imani? I can't think of the last name, but the one that got starved to death and the dad let it happen. He sat there, watched his own daughter starve. Like, that's slow suffering. He needs to suffer the same fucking way. You know, we hear case after case of these moms who either sometimes fresh after getting pregnant or having a young child who can't even really, you know, speak or clarify what goes on when they're not around, getting with these dudes, barely know them, only know them for a couple of months, know them for a couple of weeks, bring them around their kids, let them live with them, and then this kind of shit happens. Imani Moss. Okay, Moss. I don't know what I want to say more for some reason. Appreciate that. Thank you, Cash Me Out. And again, time and time again. And so these are just the stories we hear about. Think about it. The news don't put all this in. Man, look, if you never had to spend a little time at your local city jail, or if you know anybody who has, usually when they have to spend a few days in jail, they come out, they got some stories for you about the people that's in there. All them people that's in there ain't on the news, man. All them motherfuckers that's in there ain't on the news. It might be one out of every 100 stories makes the news. And there's a lot of people in there for a lot of crazy ass shit. And this is why I say it's a lot more going on in this world than you hear on the news. Now, I'm not saying everything is as dramatic as some of the shit that you do hear on the news, but it's a lot of little fucked up shit. And that shit has a trickle down effect. I think it's a lot of people been raised in families that don't know real love. And so when they grow up, they'll take any kind of half-ass affection that they can get. Then they have these kids, and then they feel like either that kid is competing with them for some love because they didn't get that love as a child, or what, and these children get neglected. You have some people who just have kids because they have nobody else to love them. They think that if I have a baby, the baby's gonna love me. Or if I had this baby, this dude gonna stay around. Or if I get this chick pregnant, she gonna stay around. And when that plan doesn't work out, or that doesn't happen, or they realize the responsibility, the effort, I won't call it a burden, because it's a blessing. I won't call it a burden. But with everything, the effort that comes with it, and they didn't plan for it, the other outcomes. They just had it made up in their head. This is what's gonna happen, this is how it's gonna happen, this is what's gonna go down. And then it doesn't happen that way. And And you have this shit happening over and over and over again. It's a fucking cycle. And every now and then in that cycle, something like this happens. Man, but the thing about it, Texas Trail, and I agree about CPS, but we had a long talk about that last night, and especially when Jay Dizzle called and he gave the CPS perspective. Like I said, if we going back to court, if you ever had anybody in court, it's like if you never had a lawyer, you got a court appointed lawyer, and they got to handle a whole bunch of cases. It's hard for them to focus on one or two because they got so many cases. That's how it is with CPS. He was talking about from with her working in Port Arthur. They wanted her. It's such a shortage of CPS workers. There's such a shortage, and there's so many kids. They had kids staying in a facility where they did work in Austin, and they were trying to get her to go from Port Arthur to Austin to work 8-hour shifts just to watch the kids. CPS has limits. It's only so much that they can do. Bureaucracies are fucked up. Bureaucracies, they don't always work. But the real thing about it is that it should never get to CPS. It should never get to CPS because these things shouldn't happen. These parents shouldn't be this way. If these things don't happen, CPS don't get involved like that, and you have a different story. You know. And then they were talking about last night, because even with the family, what was it? I think Miss Shawn called in last night. She was talking about the process for the families. It still took, 9 months for her to be able to get someone in her family. And then after that, they still gave them back to the parents once they felt the parents were okay. You know. That's tough, man. It's a tough situation. But here's the deal. If anybody want to call in, hey, we'll take some calls. I want to know how y'all feel, man. The line is open, 833-284-3336, 833, the number 2, the den. Because, let me see what time it is. You know, like I told y'all, I got some sauce, so I got South Sports for y'all at 7, and then we'll be back in the den at 10. So if anybody wants to call, anybody has something they want to say, they want to speak on, you know, I'll take a call or two before we get ready to wrap it up. Shout out to Rob, man, for dropping them Benjamins. I appreciate the love. Shout out to everybody who may be new. Man, like, subscribe. Go live every night at 10 p.m. Central to midnight. And like I said, I've been working on dropping more and more content. So if you enjoy the conversation, you know, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know, yeah, they knew. The grandma knew he wasn't shit. It's funny how, and this is what I'm gonna tell you, that Brittany ain't shit either. Because it's funny how now that he's gone and out of the picture, right? He's not even around. He's not coming around. He's on the run. Grandma still went to CPS and told them to, you know what I'm saying? and told him to take the kids, right? Rave Station, appreciate it. Thank you. See, Hertfordshire, England? I hope I said that right. I probably fucked it up. Hertfordshire, England. Shout out to England. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Hello.
Hello. This Miss Rashida.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Miss Rashida? What's on your mind?
All right. It's okay. Oh, I don't even understand what's going on. It's crazy.
I agree. It's just, it's a wild situation. So, I mean, you seen the picture on the screen. Do you think that is what we think it is?
Yeah, I think it is exactly what we all think it is. Her in that basket. Because first of all, what man, you know, going out to the laundromat. When you go to the laundromat, you mostly see women. That was his first mistake, making it like he going to do some laundry. Sit down with that bullshit.
Okay. Okay, when I was
And then
solo, sometimes I did my own laundry.
when you do go to the laundromat, you just have your laundry bag. Most times you don't have it in a laundry basket like that.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
did you see laundry soap? How he gonna wash the clothes? Just with bleach?
Yeah, that might not get the job done. It might fuck some clothes
Mm-mm.
up, but it might not get the job done. So I got a question for you because what they said was that he left the house with the bag and the bleach, and then he came back with a new um, bottle of bleach. Should they be primarily focusing their investigation on that house and seeing if that's where the incident
Most
took
definitely,
place?
they should have already been in that house, tearing that house apart, and they need to strip that car down.
Yeah, I think they're gonna deep dive into that car. I'm sure they say because I think they did a preliminary look at it. Everything looked clean, but I'm sure they're gonna get it in at HPD
No, they
facility
got
and
to
really,
do they got to do that
yeah.
deep down clean. They know what to do.
Hmm.
They got to call them CSI people in on this case. Get them forensic lights and all that shit. Cause it's some evidence. It's some evidence around there somewhere that they did not get.
Yeah, I believe.
And then this crackhead that ran off, probably ran to Mexico or something. We don't know where he at. And I believe that's why she telling everything now, cause she see he done left her holding the bag.
I agree. I agree. So how
Because
long? Go
when they
ahead.
first interviewed her, she would have brought that shit out
Yeah.
about they had a fight and all this and that. No, she was quiet until the evidence started coming about him lying and stuff. Now she want to cover her own ass. That's what that is.
I agree. So like, do you think that how long do you think she's known about this video to just now be coming forward with it?
I think she just found out about it. Somebody's probably trying to just tell her, I seen something on the camera. You know how your neighbors cool with you and they like, I saw something, I want to
Yeah.
show you this, show you that.
You think
But that's
that?
good they did have that, because we would have never known. Because maybe they felt sorry for it and thought, oh, he did this to your child. You want to get a parent some kind of relief to know, you know, at least knowing something is better than knowing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think they sent it to the cops first, or do you think that they showed her first?
I think they showed her first.
Because I wonder, because like I said, I was talking about it earlier, especially if it's I don't know exactly, if there's a neighbor that's on top of them or how it is, how the
And
problem they
she
come
might
up
have
with.
told him, you know that?
Yeah.
And she might have tipped him off, and he done, where is he?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. But the thing is, if he has a cell, if he still has it on him, he might have gotten rid of it if he, some of y'all folks be watching them shows. He might have learned a couple of tips and, got rid of the cell
Exactly.
phone. Otherwise, they be pinging it or trying to get that.
They were supposed to have got them phone records too. His phone records, her phone records, see what's going on, what's the communication like, especially that day she came back and was in contact and this and that, because that whole timeline just don't make sense to me.
Yeah. Giving the truth, it ain't just blacks. Ask Casey Anthony. It's ignorant people do ignorant shit. So it ain't just black folks. It's all kind of people that do ignorant ass shit.
And then I heard y'all kept saying, why did she leave the child there? She had to, because that's how the child was going to end up the way they wanted it to come out. Because the child has a biological father that we've all seen in the news, very distraught about what happened to his child. You could have left the child with him.
Yeah. Yeah. So why?
And he failed the child too, because the child has been having bruises on her. And had you been more active in her life and went for custody and everything, maybe some of this could have not been the way it is now. Because when she went and got that head injury, first thing you supposed to do is took your ass to court to try to go get custody.
Yeah.
Because ain't no way in hell my child gonna have a brain injury and then you think I'm gonna let you keep my child. Hell no.
That's true. Oh, somebody saying he did go for custody. Okay.
Oh, he did good. But I would have just had to go for kidnapping, because ain't no way in hell my child gonna spend another night up in there.
Yeah.
If she didn't have custody of that child, he had just as much right to that child as she did.
Yeah. I would have really, like I said, after that first incident, it wouldn't have happened again because
Exactly.
trust me, look, he would have been
Because
pressed.
the mother, because I didn't see it. If y'all said the mother said he had been abusing the child,
Yeah,
that means somebody else who bruised on that child before. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
That child shouldn't have still been in that situation.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
have no idea how the court even recommended that she go back to the parents at all, especially with him still in the house.
Yeah. And that's the crazy stuff. But my thing is, you know, what is it that would make a woman put having just some dude? It ain't no. We've talked about elite relationships and things of that nature. We do know we can get all those caveats, but just to have a dude around you, apparently he ain't all that because he's doing this type of shit, beating your kid. What is it that is it desperation? Is it is it stigmatized? What
A
is it?
lot of
Is just
times,
that's making this that happen?
a lot of times, if he abusing a child, he's abusing the mother. So she probably was getting beat herself. So she's not really in a position to be trying to protect her child like a normal mother would. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not giving her an excuse because she's still, in my opinion, a piece of shit ass mama, and he a piece of shit, low life, dirty ass dog. And I hope both of them rot in hell, actually. But anyway, who they got me so mad because I mean that was a young, beautiful child, and
Yeah.
y'all didn't have to do that to her. Lord have mercy.
And I mean, this is just the end outcome. Imagine what all she really went through. We know about that one incident, but it was things that gradually led up to that incident
Exactly.
because he had to start with
And people
something.
have to stop. People have to stop blaming CPS because CPS has rules they have to follow as well, and they have to go to court, and the courts make the decision. CPS just recommend that you remove the child, but they can't force the court to allow them to remove the child.
Yeah,
They have to get that permission. And if the court says they go through training or whatever they do and, rehabilitate themselves, then they can get their child back. That's not on CPS. That's on the court system, which is failing these kids.
yeah, I agree. I agree. And
Because my friend, she is a caseworker, and she has to go to court plenty of times, and she'll give a recommendation that the child not be placed back with the parents, but they still go and place the child back because they completed something. So they go against sometimes what the caseworker recommends. So people out here always blaming the caseworker. You have to know what's going on. Sometimes shit is over their head. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. And that's what I say with these bureaucracies. That's kind of how it is. It's they got this certain way. If you execute this certain thing, or you write this certain
Exactly.
paperwork, or whatever. Okay, well, everything is good. You know, sometimes it ain't no one size fit all for every situation, and that's what they try to create. And sometimes
Exactly. And there's so many kids already in the system that they really don't want any more kids in the system. So they like, okay, well, maybe that abuse one so bad, maybe we allow their child to go back. But a lot of time they just send their child on to a death sentence, pretty much.
yeah. And she said, wow. So you said she didn't even meet the case plan in order to get. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest from my perspective, and just looking. They probably, like I said, she probably was like, oh well, we ain't got the kid. They got a little vacay. They got a little vacation. We ain't got to deal with those responsibilities. I can just be here, just me and my man, and enjoy that type of situation. And then that kids come back. Now you got that dependency. Now you got all that stuff going on. He probably frustrated because he ain't getting the action he want to get. He blaming the kids, or he doing whatever God knows, whatever else. And like I say, man, a lot of this selfishness. I saw people talking about low self-esteem is why she was allowed. A lot of selfishness, a lot of bullshit that's going on with this stuff, man. And like I say,
But
it's
what happened to the older child? Don't she have an older son?
yeah. I think
Where was he?
I'm not sure he was at during that time, and that's why I say I question if the first
Because if
two.
you could leave him with somebody else, why you could leave her with the person,
Yeah,
somebody else?
and that's what I'm trying to
I don't
figure out.
understand that.
Like I'm wondering, does he have different? Is it a different parent for each kid, or
Yeah,
what's going
exactly.
on? So
Maybe it's a different father or something, but you can leave your son with a father his biological father. Why you could leave her with her biological father? That's
Yeah,
what makes me think he had something to do with it.
yeah, yeah. And then, like I say, and if they are having a custody battle, that could be that could, be something that plays into it. Let's talk about that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because if you're going through a custody battle, what if something is going on and she may already have some bruises or may already have some issues going on? You go leave with the
Mm-hmm.
father, he noticed that, and he was, hey, look, well, this is going on, yada, yada, yada. It may strengthen his case. I mean, it's just so many layers to this shit. And like I say, I tried to I tried to try to be as even keel and really, because somebody mentioned, sometimes people grieve differently, but it was just something that just did not sit
Yeah.
right with the mama the whole time. And like I said, after watching this little
She didn't
interview,
come across as authentic. She
you
came
know,
across as fake. That's how she
exactly,
came across.
exactly. And so like now actually just seeing it and watching her, you know, with this whole bringing out Quanell X, like, why ain't this stuff that you could have said yourself? Like, you just stepped in front of the
Mm-hmm.
camera 2 or 3 times. This isn't anything that's that much more devastating. She wasn't even crying while they were doing it. She just sitting there just shaking her head.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's very disingenuous, and it's just you just question, man, what is wrong with people today? And this type of shit is just gonna continue to happen, man. But
And what did she need Quanell X to come say this stuff for her for? I didn't understand that. That make me think you trying to set up your defense.
yeah, yeah, I think so too. It seems it's like, what did it
You
say?
didn't call him in from the beginning.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
all of a sudden, your man that ran off. Now all of a sudden, you got this Quanell X. I don't
Yeah.
even know who that is. I got to do a little more research and see
He,
who it
he's
is.
basically the
But
Houston Al Sharp. He's the Houston Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson. He's the Houston version of that. So anytime
okay,
something goes down with a black issue in Houston,
okay,
he's around. If it's,
okay.
usually it's a
So
cop
basically,
related thing or some
they
racial
trying
thing.
to set her up. They trying to set her up like she's an abused woman, and he's done all this stuff. She putting all this abuse of the child and everything on him. Now he gay. Now he might have been
Yeah,
molesting a child. All this stuff is on him.
yeah,
This is just like crazy.
exactly, exactly. It's just wild, man. I'm really, it's exhausting, and I'm
But
sad about
I
this
don't
shit,
know if
man.
you're familiar with Judge Mathis from Chicago. He's a judge,
Yeah,
and he says that you know a crackhead when you see him. And when I saw him, I knew he was a crackhead. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So it's something about him that just says crack to me, and I feel it like that's how I feel. Period.
yeah. That's true. Because I mean, that face in the photo, the sunken in face, and he trying to play that. He tried to over exaggerate that sad face and just try to like make it look more pitiful. Nigga, you was already pitiful enough that bullshit you was on. My name, you know what I'm saying?
And then back to the laundry basket. How small is this child that she fits in a laundry basket? Are y'all feeding her? Like I didn't get that. She's 4 years old and sitting. You know what? And then didn't even really fill up the laundry basket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, a small child. She wasn't that. I mean, you can look in the
yeah,
picture. She wasn't that big. And you know what? And I hate to just start adding shit to it, but smaller children. Again, she's only 4, so she's not gonna be super big. But when you're not properly providing a child food and nutrients and things like that,
exactly.
they don't grow as well. You know what I'm saying? And so it'd be easier. I mean, but little kids, it's just you play in baskets and boxes. They can fit in small spaces and stuff like that. But yeah, I would agree that she probably either folded up. There could have been some malnourishment. It could have been a whole lot of things. If you allowing your child to get beat, shit, you ain't gonna give a fuck about what they eat.
Right.
You know?
But he was carrying her like he was really just carrying some laundry. It didn't look like he was struggling or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, man, that's right there. That's sad. She that small at 4 years old.
Yeah. You know what I would think, and this is just me, again, just making an assumption, and I don't know why because I see some people talking about dismemberment and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised
Oh
if
Lord,
he did
I
something
know.
in that tub,
Oh
probably,
Jesus,
and
I
then
didn't even think about that.
tried to put it in there, like so, and then
Oh my
because
goodness.
there's nothing in the car, so the car would have to be a situation where it's super clean. And I'm
Right.
thinking, I don't know if they got carpet, I don't know if they got wood floors or anything like that, but bleach would probably stain something like that.
Cause
So
that's what you use to bleach for blood.
yeah,
Like,
and so I wouldn't be surprised
oh
if
my
it was done
goodness.
in. I wouldn't be surprised if it was done in a bathtub or something like that, and then he went to go try to clean all that up and make sure everything the bathroom probably pristine and wiped down. That's what he mean, cleaning the house, and then he go on and because I mean everything else after that, she ain't. I don't even want to think about this shit. I'm mad that I'm even thinking, but it's just like it's
And the clothes he had on, they need to get those for evidence.
yeah,
If
wherever they
some
may
he
be.
left some evidence behind somewhere.
Yeah,
Because when you on that crack and stuff, you're not gonna get everything right. He did something that he wasn't
yeah,
supposed to do. It's some evidence they just gotta find.
yeah. He definitely, man. Yeah, about 30 to 40 pounds. That's what I saw. But like I say, it's just because think about it. Even a basket that size, if that's closed, it ain't that much. It ain't that much of a strain to carry it. I keep looking at them forearms and that wrist
Exactly.
and the way he can, and it just look like there's a bit of a strain to it, like it's just a bit of weight, more so than normal. And that's what I
And
keep
he just
observing.
looked like a low life, pitiful, punk ass, low down, dirty ass bastard. That's how he looked. Excuse me, everybody in
Yeah,
the den, but I'm just mad.
yeah,
But he just, oh my goodness.
yeah.
I don't even want to see his face no more or her face no more. I'm just disgusted by the whole situation. They took this beautiful child from this earth for no reason.
Yeah, I agree. Ain't no point, no purpose. I'm trying to
And
keep
if
up.
they ever call me to pull the switch for them, I would pull the switch on both of their ass. Goodbye.
Hmm.
I'm for real. I'm for real. Some people don't deserve to be here no more.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking to see what, if anything new that popped up on the news feed. They just still showing the same pictures and everything. But yeah, man, it's like I say,
It's
man, it's just
frustrating. That's what it is. It's
yeah,
frustrating.
it
These
really
people
is
out here
because
doing all these kids keep coming up killed and everything. These dumbass women letting these dumbass boyfriends kill their kids.
I can't imagine. I can't even like. I can't. I just again, it's tough, and that's why I say
I
it's
mean, I
what.
don't have kids. I don't have no kids either. But if I did, I damn sure wouldn't let nobody mess with them or
Yeah,
hurt them or nothing like that.
yeah, and that's what I'm
You would be the
saying.
one end up dead, not my child. You would be
You
dead.
feel me? Again, like I say, looking at
Are
the
you gonna be dead from putting your hands on me? So you know you put your hands on my child, you gonna be double dead, double dead.
you gonna kill him, bring him back, and kill him again.
That's right. I don't play that shit. Don't put your hands on me with mine.
Oh man, I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It makes me think of, and this was a movie that I liked. It makes me think of old buddy from what was that, Law Abiding Citizen. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Hmm.
And
Oh no, I didn't get to see that.
I forgot the dude's name. I forgot what his name is. The not Jamie
Ain't that
Foxx,
Jamie Foxx?
but he in it. Yeah, but the guy that the was the white guy that whose family ended up getting killed, and the way that he handled it, the way that he handled them dudes and what he did to them motherfuckers. Hey, that's how I feel like. Look, that should be a thing, and the family should be allowed to do it. If somebody did some shit like that,
Exactly.
it's just man. But it's
Well,
crazy.
I hope you know
Tomorrow,
that.
brother.
I mean, if the people in the streets find that man before the police find him, like, it ain't gonna look good for him.
Yeah.
And then when he go to jail, if they catch him, he go to jail. It really ain't gonna be good for him. So
Yeah, yeah, you already know
that's all.
it's gonna be a done deal for him. I hope he enjoy his stay. if he if
Exactly.
he if he if he
You know how to feel
if
about.
if what she's
You
saying
know
about
how to
him
feel about.
sending pictures to other men, oh well, then he'll definitely be getting plenty of that.
Exactly.
Fucking
He gonna
crazy.
get all of it he wants.
Yeah, yeah. Shit.
Every day, every
That
night.
shit
He
he gonna
gonna be crying.
get what he don't want. All the other motherfucker. God damn.
Exactly.
That shit is
He
it's
gonna heal up, and they gonna split him open again. Mhm. Yep.
until they put him in that fucking chair, man. Look. But yeah.
But you know what? He don't have a car, right?
Huh? No.
He don't have a car. So how the hell did he get away? He walked. He caught the bus somewhere.
Man, somebody looking out for that man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody looking out for him. He could have, but he could have hopped the bus. There's really no telling. You know, shit, he could have.
He don't have no money.
He could have
Unless
Ubered.
he
He could
stole something from a GoFundMe or something. Like, what? Where he get money from? I don't even think he was working, was he?
Look,
Was
he over there looking like a dope. They said he had a job. You know what I'm saying? They would say he got a brother named Joseph. But look, you know, hey, if he a dope fiend, you know, he might have had another pot and got him a little dope fiend rental and slid on. I ain't no
maybe
telling,
one of
man.
them men he was talking to helped him out.
Man, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Man, like I say, it's you know, like I say, you try to joke about it, but it's so fucked up, man. Like, I couldn't imagine what that poor baby was going through, man. And it's
Exactly.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up,
She
man.
done climbed on him now. She ready to sing like a canary.
Yeah.
But in reality, she just trying to save herself. But this girl, we know what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. Man. But everything else.
Well, I'm gonna let somebody else call in.
Okay.
Well,
you know, I appreciate. Hello? Yeah, you say, you know, I appreciate. You know, man, I love a Miss Rashida call. So.
No doubt. I'm gonna be back in the chat, checking y'all out.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in.
Okay.
All right.
No problem. Take care.
I do.
Bye.
Man, it's fucked up, man. This is a fucked up situation, you know. Okay, so that was okay. Hold on. Okay, so the date that he stepped out of the apartment with that bag. Let me see. Wow. So somebody in here said that she left out on Tuesday, right? She left out on Tuesday. Somebody said she left out on Tuesday. This picture that we're looking at, that's from May 1st, which is a Wednesday. So he did that shit as soon as the mama left. She in on this shit. I'm telling you, she gotta be in on this shit. I feel like she in on this shit. And then a call. So, because peep this, right? This is like what we talked about earlier. This shit makes me sick, man. What we talked about earlier. We talked about when a mother's away from her child, what does she do? She has to speak to her kids. Hey, let me talk to my child. Let me talk to my baby. You know, let me just say hi, how's she doing? Hey, whatever, what's going on? So you telling me from Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever you left, you ain't called in, you know, say you landed all right or whatever. So you telling me from Tuesday when you caught out to Sunday when you finally realized something, but really, let's say Saturday when you got back in, you didn't call, you didn't want to talk to you didn't want to talk to your child at all? Ain't no fucking mom, that's a scumbag bitch. The bitch is trash. Like I said, I tried my best until I just felt like I had some things that really just solidified it to me. But I'm telling you that Quanell X interview and just these little nuances, and that's why I put in the thing. I say she might have done more damage than she realized trying to put all this shit out there, you know? And she really did. She played herself. Congratulations, you played yourself. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Could have, you're not lying. But I'm just saying, you have a bit of a timeline. He's leaving out with this bag and this basket. You know, does he ever come back with a basket? Does he ever come back with the bag? He said he's cleaning up the apartment. That's what he told her on the phone. She said she didn't understand. Said she didn't understand. So that should have been a red flag. If the nigga don't clean up, and you talking about he cleaning up the motherfucking, you know. Man, y'all know me. If you've been fucking with the deal long enough, y'all know I'll try to crack jokes out of everything. I try to, man, it's super tough, man, because this is a fucked up ass story. It's a fucked up ass story, man. I hope that they do foreclosure on everybody who is involved with this, who is concerned, the volunteers that are out there searching. Like, this is what makes me sick, man, because I talk about time being a precious commodity, the one commodity that you can't ever get back. You know, you can always get more money, you can always get more materialistic shit, you can never get time back. And the fact that somebody's willing to dedicate their time to something, they're willing to dedicate their time to searching, seeking, helping out. And that's ridiculous. April 26th. Wow. When somebody dedicates their time to helping, that's more than money. That's more than, you know, it's something that you can't, when a person gets hands on and dedicate their time, that's real love. You know, that's real compassion, that's real concern. And it's a lot of people out there canvassing these streets. There's a lot of people out there searching. And this motherfucker just trying to skate off because he did some fuck ass shit. Say crimes against children should be automatic death. I agree. No, I hadn't seen who he was talking about on Instagram. I hadn't seen it. Man, I don't even see, I see that plastic bag and I just feel like it's very disgusting. And I guess I should say it could be disturbing images, even though you really don't know. This is an assumption, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be honest, like 4:45. We've been going live about 2 hours. We're gonna be back live at 10 p.m. regular day and time, like 10 p.m. Central. So I don't know where y'all are at, where you're located. So you may have to look up your local time. But 10 p.m. Central, we go live every night, 10 p.m. Central to midnight. And I don't know if we're gonna talk about this tonight or, because we've had a tough week. I'm not gonna lie. We talked about a lot of tough shit. And I like to try to, you know, have lighthearted conversations from time to time. You know, we talk about serious stuff and then, you know, just to, sometimes you don't want to get all the way down. If anything, any new revelations come up from this, we'll probably end up talking about it tonight. I don't know if we're gonna, like I said, I kind of want to lighten it up. It's fucking Friday, but it's fuck this motherfucker. Definitely. Minnesota Central, all right, so we have the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna do a Rockets pregame today on Salt Sports TV. I actually did an early stream today. Actually, did 2 early streams. I did an early stream on talking about the Rockets today too. But we're gonna be here tonight, man. I want to have some lighthearted conversation because I'm gonna be honest, man. Talking about this situation the last couple of days it's been tough, man. Like, I don't know if I'm putting myself, you know, in someone else's shoes and just trying to understand. I don't know if I'm thinking about my situation because, you know, and I try to look at myself and make sure I'm not necessarily being a hypocrite, which I know I'm not, but I overthink a lot of shit. And so I'm looking at, you know, what's the difference? Like I said, I'm not married to my old lady. We've been together for a while. She has a child. It's not mine. You know, and I look at a lot of motherfuckers and this shit happen, but there's no way I could envision ever doing it. And that's why I think that bothers me so much. It's like, because I know how much I love that little girl. I know how much I love my old lady. And it's a package deal. You know, I talk shit in here with y'all from time to time, but you know, it is what it is. Ain't no way. And I don't see how this happens. I don't see how these motherfuckers out there putting themselves out there like that and allowing. If you know you don't want no kid around there, don't fuck with a chick with kids. That's just point blank period. I know some women don't want to hear all this fuck, but hey, then if the man really don't want the kid, he really don't want you. If you a package deal, it is what it is, man. You know. Okay. Oh yeah, gotta watch that. Look. Hold on. Who you going for in that game, man? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be on tonight. I go live. I usually go live every night, 10 p.m. Central Time to midnight. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer. Sometimes it go way longer. It is the weekend, but that's the regular schedule. So that's why some people are like, I'm surprised you went early today. I know it caught some people off because I usually don't go, during the day. But all right, Cash Me Out, man. I appreciate you coming through. But I'm shooting for something lighthearted later, man. Because like I said, I want to lighten the mood. But if anything new comes up and some more stuff comes out, we're gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it. You know. Yeah, but see, Maleah wasn't special needs till they bust her head up. You know what I mean? She wasn't special needs till they bust her damn head up. Yeah, she became special needs after she started needing all them surgeries and things. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, Sweet Berry. We're gonna be back live tonight. We're gonna stay live. We're gonna keep to the schedule. I just, had seen the oh damn. So it'll be morning time. Well, no, I got my time. Don't even let me talk. I'm gonna fuck the time all up. But again, I'm not talking to you, Rico. But again, make sure you're following the Den Show on Instagram and Twitter at Den Show Live. You want to follow my personal Instagram and Twitter, it's Ed Honcho HTX. Again, I thank you all sincerely for providing me the privilege of getting to speak with you today. Because it's a privilege to be able to chop it up with y'all. I don't want y'all to, oh, you from H-Town? Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Hold up, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we gonna rock tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the city. But it's a privilege, man. It's a privilege to get to talk to y'all. It's a privilege for me to be able to share my opinions with you and to hear your opinions back. So I don't want y'all to ever think I take that for granted. Because again, like I say, it's a privilege and a blessing to be able to do so. So I thank you. Shout out to Rob Myers. I appreciate the love. Appreciate you dropping the Dingermans. And we're going to be back at it tonight, man. We will talk about something, man. I'm going to try to hope we can talk about something lighthearted, But this is tough, man. This is super tough. But I thank y'all. Hey, y'all know how we sign off. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here. I'll catch y'all tonight, baby. What y'all doing? Man, look, we're not gonna talk about no if. Rockets ain't finna lose. Rockets finna win. Goddamn. We don't talk sports in the den. We talk sports on Soft Sports. Goddamn. But I fucks with y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through early, man. I'm out.